Bashco time.
All the things that you need for your home when price is so low, you will never need alone at Bashco.
Tell them.
At Bashco.
Where you shopping?
Appliances, houseware, furniture and rugs, gifts and linens and glass
All
and
them
mugs
things.
at Bashco.
Where you shopping?
At Bashco.
Tell them.
Whether they north or south, or the east and the west,
Everywhere.
Bashco them all over, they must be the best at Bashco.
Where you shopping?
At Bashco.
Tell them again.
At Bashco.
Bashco.
At Bashco.
The store that gives you more.
Good morning or good afternoon or good evening or good night, depending on when you're watching the show, guys. Whatever it is, welcome to the Bashco Show. Now, we're going to be doing things a little differently for the next couple of episodes because my goal is to turn all of you into very, very savvy Bashco shoppers. So I'm going to be spending some time over the next couple of episodes telling you about how certain things we sell work. The details that maybe you would not have known, maybe you knew but you wanted a bit of a refresher, and some stuff maybe you didn't even know we sold it. So that's my goal this time, and I'm hoping you guys will be there with me. Okay, so and if you have any questions, I want you to go on the social media feeds. Go on to Bashco Jamaica, go on to Omar Bashco on Instagram, and ask me the questions you want to know. What do you want to know about this stuff? Today, we're going to start with something that would be seemingly very simple, but some people are misled or do not understand. And this is all about toaster ovens or countertop ovens. Whatever you want to know about that I don't tell you today, I'm encouraging you to go on social media and ask the questions. So let's start right here. Toaster ovens, like all appliances, come in various sizes. Every major manufacturer and even minor manufacturers are making them because it has become a very common household appliance. Yes, you'll have a toaster. Yes, you'll have your standard oven. Yes, you'll have all other cooking devices, but some people will still want to have a toaster oven. Okay, so some of the brands you might know: Black & Decker, Hamilton Beach, Procter Silex, Brentwood, Avanti, Oster. These guys all make toaster ovens, and there's some information you might be surprised about. They make them the same way. And we're going to go through some of them today. I'm going to show you some of them in a range to show you the different types you can find. Generally speaking, toaster ovens will be small enough to fit on your countertop in an easy way or even in a cabinet. And then you'll get some that are larger. Now, this is one of the largest units we carry. And this one is different because this is a digital toaster oven. Now, I'll be completely honest. Until we got this one in stock, guys, I didn't know much about digital convection ovens or digital countertop ovens or digital toaster ovens. And yes, I'm going to explain the difference in all of those. Okay? So, first up, when you open, this is the box, guys. This is a very large one, like I said. This one fits up to a 12-inch pizza or 6 slices of standard bread. Okay, that's how they usually measure toaster oven sizes. Can it fit a full pizza? And can it fit, or rather, how many pieces of bread or toast can it fit? So that's your simple thing. Some are as small as they can fit 2 slices of toast at one time, 4, and then 6. 6 is generally the largest you easily find in places. Okay. Now this is different. This is a completely digital interface, which is pretty nice. This is different. So for those of you who are in maybe a smaller space, you have a dorm or you have a smaller apartment, maybe a studio apartment, and you want to have the flexibility of an oven, but you don't have the space for it, a countertop oven or a large toaster oven is a great option for you. And I want to say big thanks to the gentleman that came in the store just the other day and encouraged me to have this because he came to me and he said to me, Omar, tell me, can I do roast beef in the toaster ovens? The short answer to that question is yes, you can. And I'm going to go through which ones are the best ones to do it with and how long it would generally take you. So let's look back at this display here. Now the other ones would have a standard, let's call it an analog dial. You guys would know it. We're going to show you one shortly, where you set one knob to the type of cooking you're doing or the temperature, and you set the second knob to the time. Now this is different. This is very nice because this will have a digital display that you go between your timer, your temperature, and then if it's just doing toast, how brown do you want your toast. And the nice thing about it is it also gives you these instant functions for cookies or pizza or potatoes or frozen snacks. And down here again you'll see options. Now you have bake. People understand the whole baking concept. Broil. So people don't know what broil means. When you talk about broil when it comes to ovens, that's when all of the heat or most of the heat in that filament or that heating part is focused so you get a brown or a crisp or even a slight char on the very tops of whatever you're doing, okay? That's what broiling is. You take the top of it and you're browning or burning or charring the very top of whatever you have in there, okay? Now this also has a standard toast function and a bagel function. So someone might ask, why do you have a toast function and a bagel function? Because toast and a bagel is just bread. What's the difference? The difference is because of how toast, or rather regular bread, and bagels are made differently. Bagels, when you warm them, ideally you want the inside of the bagel to still remain soft. You want it to be firmer on the outside where that shell, can we call it a shell, that crust of the bread is, and then the interior of the bagel is still soft. Whereas when you want toast, most people want their toast evenly toasted on the edges and inside of the bread as well. Let's take a look inside this guy. When you buy a brand new toaster oven, it will come like this. It comes out of the box and then there will be padding, there will be tape in places. Guys, that is just to protect it during shipping. Do not use an appliance that still has tape or packing foam on it, guys. That's not safe. As soon as you are ready to use your appliance for the first time, you want to remove all of the packing tape, all of the shipping carton material. You want to move all of that off. And it will be a little hard at first. Just take your time with it and it will come off with a simple cleaning as well. So like I said, it's taped all over for the sake of safety. Now this is also a crumb tray, that's why this has to be removed. Props to Black & Decker for making their stuff very secure during shipping. Alright, so now that would be the crumb tray. So that's the crumb tray. So what this is for easy cleaning. Anything you put in there, if it's a pizza, if it is toast, if it's a bagel, anything, cheese sandwiches, a big thing to go in toaster ovens. You're gonna want to bear in mind that this crumb tray comes right out for easy cleaning. Goes right back in. It's just a drawer that sits on the base of the toaster oven and it comes right out. So let's leave it open. So in here, you have some more of this stuff. You don't want any packing foam in here at all when you're using this device. This will become a fire hazard, so please be very, very careful. And children, kids, please don't use any kitchen appliance without supervision. All right, guys, let's avoid that dangerous issue. So you see there's some more tape on the inside. Now what this would have been for, because this is glass, this tape secures the glass during shipping and also for the first, when you take it out of the box. You don't want to be dropping it and the glass shatter the first time you use it. Now inside, you'll see two heating filaments, all right, for standard toasting. Smaller toaster ovens may only have one, okay, and it's also two filaments on the top. Now that's how you get that even toast. Just like when you drop your stuff into a standard toaster, you'll have filaments on both sides of the bay, so you can get toasting on both sides, right? Same concept. So you have the filaments, heating filaments, on the top and on the bottom. Now when you buy any toaster oven, it's gonna come with these things, guys. I'm not gonna take them out, but it comes with, let's call it a little accessory kit. This will have your different types of baking tray, as well as your racks. The nice thing about larger toaster ovens is that it gives you options on where to place them. So you'll see these grooves. When you use the lower groove, of course, that's easier for getting crisping and toasting on the bottom of your food. So say, for instance, you're doing a pizza. Ideally, you want pizza to bake from the crust up. So you want it on the lowest one, and it bakes from the crust up. The other thing about this, which is very interesting and exciting for a countertop appliance, is this is a convection oven. So people ask, what is a convection oven? What is a convection appliance? Convection is the use of air to help the cooking of your food. So come take a look. If you look in here, there's a little fan. Now what that does, as opposed to just using the heating filaments to heat from one side or two sides of the food, the convection allows the circulation of the hot air in the oven to give you even cooking all the way through your food. That's what you want if you're cooking meat, if you're cooking a pot roast, if you're cooking beef, or anything in an appliance like this that is meat-based, and some cakes. You're gonna want to use the convection setting to give it that thorough all the way cooking. And that's this in a nutshell. So let's show you the smaller units, okay? Same brand, Black & Decker again, and this one actually is designed for 4 pieces of toast. So again, we've come down from the 6 slices of toast into 4 slices of toast, And now we're seeing the traditional, what most people would have, come to expect and understand, traditional dials. I have one over here to show you guys. Now, in terms of branding, it's really up to you. What do you want? What brand are you comfortable with? Because there really is no wrong decision when it comes to a toaster oven. It's just, what do you want to do with it? Now, when we use the term a countertop oven, it's really because it's a larger unit. So it says countertop oven here. Okay? And also you would see it right here, countertop oven. You talk about it being a larger unit suitable for almost every type of standard oven usage that can do pretty much everything your oven would do. And that's really the only difference, along with the convection ability, which is what most ovens come with. Alright? So, like I said, Black & Decker, Avanti, Brentwood, Winmere, Procter Silex, Hamilton Beach, Oster. Okay? So this is a, let's call this the almost an entry-level model. Can we use that term, guys? And this has been our shelf model for a while. We want to be able to explain it to you guys. Same thing with the tape. So there's no quality control issue here. Same glass front. I should mention, when your device is in use, the top and the sides are going to get extremely hot. This is not something you want to play with. This will burn you. This will burn your children. This will burn the kitchen towel or the piece of tray you have on it will burn. It's going to get very, very hot. So keep your hands away from it, okay? Now, on the larger unit, you would have seen that there was 2 filaments in the bottom. Now, there's 1 central filament in the bottom and 1 central filament at the top of the device. That's not to say you're going to get less effectiveness, but because the larger unit is so much larger, it is more efficient for it to have multiple filaments. Additionally, this will not have the convection fan. What does that mean? This is great for your toast. This is great for some baking applications. If you're going to be doing meat and such in here, or even like a meal with potatoes and such like that, because it's not convection based, you need to watch it. It's going to take a little longer, and the food is going to tend to cook more from the top and the lower part as opposed to all the way throughout the food. So you want to give it some time. You may even get this concept they call it cooking of hot spots. So some parts of this one meal are hotter than other spots. And you want to bear that in mind, especially if you're going to be feeding it to someone right out of the oven. Now, care for these things. So, sorry, I should mention. So this is the standard top type of thing. So normally what you would do is, if you're going to be using the standard oven setting, you set this to stay on, right there, let's stay on. And then you set the temperature to where you want it. Up to, this looks like 450 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay? If you're just doing toast, this becomes irrelevant. This whole thing up here becomes irrelevant. You move it out the way, it doesn't matter. And you set this to the, let's call it the doneness of your toast. So you pick, if you don't want your toast very brown, halfway, and then this actually is 5 minutes. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Yeah? So you can actually set this, if you know how long it takes for a particular meal to cook at a temperature. Say you want it at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 15 minutes. You set this to 350 degrees Fahrenheit and set that to 15 minutes. And it's going to count down. It's going to get hot. It's going to stay hot the entire time. This is the nice thing about a countertop oven or a toaster oven. And when the time is finished, it's going to give you that very satisfying, it's done. Care. Every time you use your toaster oven, you want to make sure, especially if you're doing anything with cheese, because it's going to melt. Let me show you something. Because these use electricity to get hot, okay guys? If cheese melt, these are little guards, huh? If cheese gets onto this thing, you can damage it, you can cause smoke, you can actually cause yourself a bit of an electrical hazard. So what you want to do is, every time you use it, this actually has a crumb tray as well, you make sure you've cleaned it off properly. Let it cool a bit, don't burn your hand inside these things, and make sure it is thoroughly clean before you use it the next time. And it will last you. Don't use any abrasive cleaners anywhere on this. It's not the right way. And very important, before you clean, as a matter of fact, once your meal is finished, unplug your toaster oven, unplug your countertop oven. Don't leave it plugged in. You want to make sure with any electrical appliance, well, except a stove, because that's kind of hard to unplug. Once you're finished with the cooking, and once you're finished using it, remove the power from it. That does 2 things. One, you protect the appliance, and a lot of people don't realize things like microwaves, things that have any type of internal clock that you can see, even when you're not using it, have a small draw on current. And how come? You don't want that issue where for some reason your electricity bill is higher than you expected because you left a microwave or a kettle or something plugged in and it's always drawing this very low level electricity. Alright guys, so we talk about style now. Your countertop oven, this is how things have changed over the years. Once upon a time, appliances were all about function. Form was irrelevant. Now for some people that's still the case. What you want to know is you have a device that works well all of the time and you can depend on it. But when you talk about form now, say you have a theme in your kitchen, say you've gone with white appliances, then listen, you want to make sure that when you pick up an appliance, it matches that theme. We have this whole thing of retro is new again. Yeah, retro being older styles and is new again. So we have stuff like that. I'll give you an example. This look is a bit more retro. It has that curved appeal and it has an older looking dial. But this is a brand new toaster oven. So we have that for you. Things like you're going with a black option or a stainless steel option or an all white option. We actually even sometimes bring in some funky colors. We have a red microwave in stock right now. So it's all about what you want in your kitchen at the time. So again, we're going to talk about the size, how much can it hold. You talk about the available functions. Is it a convection oven? Is it a standard toaster oven? You can talk about the finish. So is it stainless steel? Is it black aluminum? Is it white? These things should always be made of metal because they conduct the heat and store the heat better. And then you talk about the brand. The brand is really up to you again. And remember that little crumb tray. This one has one in it. It's internal. Yes. Has a little lock on the bottom here. It's taped down still. But this crumb tray also comes out for you to easily clean out the inside of the toaster oven. So, like I said, if you have any other questions about how a toaster oven works or what you can do with a toaster oven, hit us up on the social media pages. Let us know what you want to know. Because there's a lot more about this. You could say, how long should it take me to do a chicken in these things? And that would depend on the size of the chicken, what part of the chicken you're trying to do, and the size of your toaster oven. Very important, you want to know in a lot of cases, is the power consumption of your unit. You don't want a situation where you are surprised because of how much power it uses. Now let's be clear. If you're using a toaster oven or a countertop oven to do the job of a standard gas stove or a gas oven, you're already talking immediately about a change in your power usage, your power consumption, guys. So you're going to be aware that there will be changes to your electricity bill. Okay? Generally speaking, things like broil use more energy than the standard baking functions. Okay? So anything that you have a heating element involved in, anything, so if it's a kettle, if it's a microwave, if it's a toaster oven, these things use a lot of power because they're generating a lot of energy into heat in a very short space of time. That's how these things work. So you want to be aware of it, which is why a larger gas-based oven will of course always be cheaper in the long run for you in terms of your power consumption. The thing about these as well, when you're using them, people have a habit of you keep opening and closing and opening and closing, opening and closing. When you do that, you're actually sacrificing heat. Over time, heat inside of this unit will what contributes to its cooking time and cooking fast and cooking more evenly. We're interrupting our lesson on toaster ovens and such to have a wonderful discussion with some customers. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
All right.
What brought you into Bashco today?
I come to look at bicycle.
Good. For all three of you or one bicycle,
No,
you can share it?
For baby.
How old is the baby?
12.
So you know we have a whole heap of options for the baby here.
Yeah, mama, know me see them.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So what's everybody's names? Nobody not get no names.
Big up my friends Celeste, Brittany, Rudy, Bling Bling, and Nisha. And big up my mother in New Jersey, Camila Thomas.
So big up to all of you. Ray! That's a different thing, guys. Normally they run when we bring in the camera. They don't run away from the camera after they finish talk. That's really quite impressive.
Now we return you to your regular scheduled program.
So, thank you very much. We've been all about your toaster ovens. We've spoken about the various styles, the various options, the various brands. I want to make sure you guys are aware, for any purpose, we have you covered the right appliance. Say you just want to do simple toast, 2 pieces of bread, whenever, every now and then, we have you covered with that. Say you have a large usage, you need to toast 4 pieces of bread at a time. We have options for that as well. These are 4-slice toasters. Say you want a toaster oven, you want more than just the ability to basically toast bread. we have you covered. Say you want to toast 6 slices of bread at one time, we'll have you covered with that. Say you want to be able to easily roast an entire meal. You want to do a baking pan full of chicken and I'm getting hungry. Chicken and potatoes and vegetables all at one time. We have you covered for that as well. And any brands you love. Now, I got a little sidetracked a while ago, guys. I have to be completely honest with you because I'm mesmerized by the evolution of simple appliances. We spoke about how it was all about function and not necessarily form. But I'm seeing more this change toward making things just attractive for your kitchen. So this is the standard hand mixer. Okay, guys, there's nothing fancy about a hand mixer until today, because now we have hand mixers with very nice bezel designs on the side. Now, this is, guys, honestly, I didn't plan to talk about this today, but this is really nice. Makes a great gift for someone. Say you're going to a class and you want to have your mixer for your purposes. It always looks like yours, and this is a great idea. Why? Because Christmas is around the corner and small appliances make fantastic gifts. You know, we always used to say, find a gift that is practical, that someone can use, that they can enjoy over and over again. Find something that resonates with the person you are shopping for. All right? Now, one of the other things we have in this same spot, and it would be similar in all Bashco locations, along the appliance line, is we would have rice cookers and slow cookers. Now, some people might get a bit confused. The fact of the matter is, a lot of the things a rice cooker can do, your slow cooker can do, but it's not the other way around. Okay? A rice cooker is designed for rice. Now, I'm not talking just your white rice. This is a great example. Okay? I love how this says it right out here for you. Cooks rice from all over the world. So what does that mean? Say you want to add some corn, even peas. Say you want to add sweet pepper. Say you have different flavors you use. Feel free. Toss them into the rice cooker while the rice is cooking. There's even some dishes that can, you can actually mix some meat into it. There's these pilau dishes or pilaf dishes. And the term slips me now, not gumbo. Paella, that's the word I'm looking for. Some paella you can do in these rice cookers. And it is amazing. And the nice thing about them as well, guys, is that the same form over function. These look great on a dining table. They look fantastic on a dining table. What is also really nice, this one includes a steaming basket. So let me just turn this around. Alright, feel the tape, guys, we know how the story is. So this is really nice. So you want to steam, say, vegetables or what you have in here. It's really easy to do that as well. So what's the difference now between this and, say, a slow cooker? Coming over here now, guys. A slow cooker is usually made, the outer rim here, where that would be aluminum and non-stick aluminum as well. This would actually be made from stoneware or a bit of ceramic, if you want to call it that. And this is great for setting things and just leaving them. It's going to take a while. It cooks at a low heat over a long period of time. So you have chicken, you have meat of various kinds, even some stews, some soups. Put all your ingredients in there, turn it on, and we don't like to say set it and forget it because that's not really a safe thing, but it keeps it warm, it cooks it over time, and you can come back a couple hours later and there is your meal ready for you. Rice cookers aren't designed for that. Rice cookers are, you turn them on, when they finish them, turn off and you move on. All right, and that's really the main difference. These are great if you have to almost pressurize some meat. I mean, of course, we have the pressure cookers, guys, lined off for you here. But if you have a firmer meat, you want it to become a bit more soft. Throughout that cooking process, along with the liquids in it, you will infuse all of your flavor from whatever you've added. So here's a good example. Again, on the box right here. This is a great example. There's a chicken in here. There's some, this looks like potatoes and zucchini and carrots and a bit of rosemary. You add all of that into the pot with a bit of liquid. The recipe you're using will tell you how much liquid, and this will cook throughout the day and it just infuse the meal. Now, in some cases, say you're doing beef, you want to give it a sear first because this thing will not sear food. It's not going to give you that brownness on the outside of the meal. You have to do that in a pan on a grill for a little while after, and then you put it into your slow cooker. And that's how the difference in a rice cooker and a slow cooker. We have some exciting information for you guys that's going to come in some additional infomercials, some did you know, some things you did not know your appliances could do. We're going to be doing that for you guys. But I have to mention October 27th, guys, will be our last Bashco party for 2018. We will be in Spanish Town. 36 Burke Road. We have an exciting day planned for you guys. Bring out the kids because we're going to have bounce about, we're going to have snow cones, we're going to have the usual Bashco fun that you can expect whenever we do a Bashco party. And we're encouraging you and your entire family to come out. Please also remember to follow us on all of our social media feeds at Bashco Jamaica on Instagram, www.facebook.com/BASHCO on Facebook, and follow me on Instagram at Omar Bashco, and I'll keep you guys posted on all the things we have going on. All right? I'm encouraging you, if you've never been, some people, I know it might be shocking, if you've never been to a Bashco store, you've never been inside of a Bashco store, we have 12 locations across Jamaica. You don't really have an excuse. Come into a Bashco. Come and see what we have. I think you'd be pleasantly surprised. All right? Let me give you a little prips of what we're going to be doing next week or next time. We've always spoken about electric kettles, but there's some functions electric kettle can be used for that you did not know. There's some functions for your blenders that can be used for that you did not know about, and we're going to be talking about that. We want to make you guys into very, very savvy Bashco shoppers. That's our entire goal. And if you like that, let us know. We want to hear from you. We want to know what you want to see as well. So here's a little recap, people. You would have seen different types of toaster oven. You would have seen the standard toaster oven, the 6-slice toaster oven. You saw the digital convection toaster oven. You saw regular toasters as well, and you saw and you understood now how the filaments positioning affects the cooking of your food inside. So thank you for being here with us on the show. And I have to say, guys, I could not mention this. This is the first infomercial we're filming without our Queen Elva, who we all miss dearly. I want to say a big thank you to you all who've been calling and writing and messaging it with your thoughts and your prayers and your condolences for us and for Elva's family. Thank you so much. We have received all of them that we believe have sent in. I didn't even know there were so many of you out there who cared so much about what we do here. So again, thank you so very, very much. Not just from me, from all of the Bashco family and from Elva's family as well. We want to just pass that back on to you guys. And please be sure to come out on October 27th to our Bashco party in Spanish Town at 36 Burke Road. We're going to be going from about 12 o'clock to 4 o'clock. It's going to be a great family fun day. I want to see you guys all out there. Thank you for being with us on the show, and we will see you next time.
Bashco time. All the things that you need for your home, prices so low.